Hi, everybody. Joe Chaffee here. Weather in 5 days and 5 minutes as we are coming up on the 4 o'clock hour Eastern time. And the watches and warnings back from the Weather Service in the East is basically lit up like a Christmas tree. We've got flood watches that continue from Vermont and New Hampshire and across New York State all the way south into eastern North Carolina. We've already, in the darker reds, we're seeing numerous flash flood warnings that have gone up, particularly in parts of eastern Pennsylvania, northwest New Jersey, up into the Catskills, and in the Hudson Valley as well. We're probably going to see more of those warnings as we go through the rest of the evening. Sorry about that. And we are seeing also severe thunderstorm watches from New Jersey and eastern Pennsylvania southward into eastern North Carolina. And it is a very, very busy radar. Now, if you're north and west of the big cities, at least as of 4 p.m. Eastern, Boston, draw a line from Boston to Hartford, New York City to about Philadelphia. The heaviest rains are all north and west of that line. There's very little going on, or at least has been going on so far today, south and east of there. I think what's going to happen is that we're going to see the showers and storms that are developing in southern Pennsylvania down through the Delmarva Peninsula and eastern Virginia are going to gradually fill in this evening and tonight for those areas that haven't seen any rain yet. Meanwhile, the green boxes, those are all flash flood warnings. You can see the large area of geography it covers from south central Pennsylvania northeastward to northern New Jersey, up the Hudson Valley, and back up to about the Catskills. We have large areas of moderate to heavy rain and embedded thunderstorms. The satellite is bearing out the thunderstorm activity, numerous lightning strikes that are going on from northern New Hampshire and Vermont, south and west across northern, particularly busy over northern New Jersey and southeastern Pennsylvania. Numerous reports of flooding there. And also, we have lots of lightning strikes and now moving across eastern Virginia and eastern North Carolina as severe thunderstorms swing out to the east. Here's the wider view of what's going on. We have a deep upper trough and a frontal boundary that's stuck along the eastern seaboard. It's really created a very, very moist environment. Humidity levels are very high all the way up into New England. And particularly as you go south and west of this frontal boundary that runs right across New York City to a low in upstate New York, south and west of there, in this warm sector, we're seeing temperatures in some places climbing fairly high into the 80s before any thunderstorms hit. Then you get the rain, cooled air, and the temperatures cool off. But the dew points are also very, very high. There's a lot of energy in the upper atmosphere with this that's triggering off the thunderstorms and the heavy rains that are moving to the east. The Storm Prediction Center, with those three working thunderstorm watches that we have from New Jersey and eastern Pennsylvania southward into North Carolina. That's in an area of what they're calling a slight risk of severe weather, roughly about a 15% chance of a severe thunderstorm within 25 miles of any point in that area. I think the main issue is the heavy rains because the atmosphere is so soaked with moisture. But some of those stronger thunderstorms are capable of producing wind gusts briefly to 50 miles an hour or more. We should point out that for tomorrow, we actually have a marginal risk of severe weather being indicated for northern New Jersey, the Hudson Valley, Long Island, southern and central New England as we get onto the backside of this particular weather system. Many areas have already picked up a substantial amount of rain, so what you're seeing here in the forecast from WPC is on top of what's already fallen, basically an inch and a half or more in the purple. And when you get into these oranges, particularly up into from Connecticut northward into Vermont, we're talking about rainfall amounts in many places in excess of 5 inches. It tails off as you go south. Thresholds for flash flooding are not that high because we've had rounds of thunderstorms in the last few weeks, and in some areas the ground is fairly well saturated, so it's not really going to take much to produce additional flash flooding. This is this deep upper trough that's in the eastern part of the United States that is actually strengthening. You see this upper low closing off tomorrow, which is why the risk is up for tomorrow as well. And then that gets kicked away. And as we look at in the longer term, It's pretty much the same story, troughing mostly in the eastern part of the United States, and that means that weather fronts and disturbances will be moving through every couple of days. And other than the odd day here and there, it can't really get hot. The hot weather is going to be in the west as a ridge builds in the southwestern part of the United States. It just basically sits there over the next 10 days to 2 weeks. So this is a pattern for the month of July. It's a kind of pattern that I haven't really seen evolve in quite a long time. So for tonight, heavy rain and thunderstorms. This is what the GFS says the radar should look like at 8 o'clock this evening. You see that still hasn't quite moved into southern New Jersey or Long Island. I'm sorry, this is at 2 o'clock this afternoon. By 8 o'clock tonight, it does fill in. And then starts to move along to the northeast. Still a lot of showers and downpours tomorrow morning in upstate New York and in New England. We could see some thunderstorms fire up tomorrow afternoon and evening in that risk zone and area surrounding that. And because of today's rain, any one of those thunderstorms, if it rains even for a short period of time, it could generate some localized flash flooding as well. By Tuesday, weather conditions should improve. It's going to leave us with a very warm to in some places, we can call it hot and humid type of week. A disturbance is going to approach on Thursday with maybe some showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening, and another disturbance on Friday with a chance for showers and storms. And then next Saturday, as a weather front approaches, we could see some showers and storms with that. So it's a relatively busy pattern. We had the Joe and Joe Weather Show this morning, and it's in my video library if you haven't seen it. But Joe and I will be back tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time to recap everything and, of course, look ahead to the rest of the new week that starts tomorrow. So hope to see you then. Have a great rest of your afternoon and evening.